Hey everyone! Today, I'm going to share another homemade fertilizer that I've been using to help orchids grow stronger roots and bloom consistently all year round. Alright, let's start by preparing 1 coconut. We'll be using the water, since coconut is packed with nutrients that are super beneficial for orchids. We'll use about 100 milliliters of coconut water. It's rich in natural cytokinins, minerals, and sugars that help boost cell division and support both root and flower growth. Dilute the mixture with 1,000 milliliters of clean water. Soak it for 15 minutes. Next, we're adding 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Cinnamon is a natural antifungal and antibacterial agent, so it helps protect the orchid from infections. Pour 500 milliliters of water. Soak it for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, the nutrients from the cinnamon powder have had time to dissolve into the water. Strain it through a fine mesh or filter. This helps remove any leftover particles. So the solution is smooth and easy for the plant to absorb without clogging the roots or spraying tools. So, to start with, we're going to use the cinnamon solution to gently wipe down the orchid's leaves. Yeah, it might sound simple, but this step actually plays a big role in plant health. Cinnamon contains natural antifungal and antibacterial compounds, things like cinnamaldehyde, that help protect the orchid from infections and harmful pests. When we wipe the top surface of the leaves, it stimulates the plant to open up its stomata, those tiny pores that control gas exchange. This improves the plant's ability to breathe and photosynthesize, which means it'll generate more energy and recover faster. Now, when we clean the underside of the leaves, we're not just getting rid of dust, we're helping the plant regulate moisture and prevent pest buildup. That lower surface is where many tiny insects, like red mites or aphids, tend to hide. And one more thing, timing matters. I always recommend doing this either early in the morning or in the late afternoon. That way, the plant isn't under direct sunlight, which could stress it out while the leaf surface is still moist. Doing it regularly, maybe once or twice a week, if you've got time, can really help your orchid stay strong, bounce back from stress, and even encourage earlier blooming. It's one of those small habits that makes a big difference over time, and is a lot better than using harsh chemicals. Now we're going to combine the cinnamon water with the coconut water we prepared earlier. When you bring them together, you're not just protecting the orchid, you're also feeding it in a very gentle, organic way that encourages new roots and supports flowering. So next, we're going to pour this coconut and cinnamon solution into a fine mist spray bottle. This method is honestly a lifesaver if you're someone who's busy, but still wants a healthy, thriving orchid collection. Using a light mist like this helps the plant absorb nutrients more evenly and gently, especially through the leaves and aerial roots. Orchids actually have specialized tissues that allow them to take in moisture and nutrients from the air, not just through the potting medium. So when we mist this solution around the plant, it not only feeds the leaves, but also slightly humidifies the air around them, which orchids absolutely love. And here's the thing, because this mix contains both coconut water and cinnamon, you're giving the plant a double boost. Coconut water helps stimulate cell activity and root development, while cinnamon keeps bacteria and fungal issues in check. It's a really gentle, natural way to keep the plant clean, hydrated, and energized without overloading it with synthetic fertilizers. One quick note, though, if your orchid is currently in bloom or has developing buds, avoid spraying directly onto the flowers. Just focus on the leaves and roots. The petals can be sensitive to moisture, and we don't want to risk spotting or mold. I usually do this misting once a week, and that's more than enough to keep the plant in good shape. Plus, doing it regularly like this encourages more consistent root growth and better overall recovery, especially if the orchid's been stressed or repotted recently. Now, we're going to do a full soak using our coconut and cinnamon solution. This step is super important, especially if your orchid's roots are dry or in recovery mode. When we water deeply like this, making sure the entire root zone gets soaked, it allows the roots to fully absorb all the minerals and nutrients present in the solution. Now timing is key here. We don't want to leave the roots sitting in this solution for too long. Around 20 minutes is ideal. Any longer than that, and you might risk oversaturating the roots, which could lead to rot, especially if your growing medium holds water. So we give it a good soak, Let the plant take in everything it needs. Then take it out and allow the roots to fully drain and breathe. That balance between moisture and airflow is really important for orchids, since they're epiphytes and aren't built to sit in wet soil for long. I like to do this deep soak about 3 times every 2 weeks. It's enough to give the plant a nutritional boost without overwhelming it. And the results speak for themselves. Healthier roots, stronger leaf growth, and better flower spikes when the time comes. Just remember, this isn't a daily routine. It's more of a deep nourishment session that you do regularly with care. Soak it for 30 minutes. Okay, so now that it's been about 20 minutes, the plant has had enough time to absorb the nutrients from the solution. At this point, we'll carefully lift it out and let any excess water drip off for a minute or 2. Then, we'll take a soft cloth, something gentle like microfiber, or even just an old cotton t-shirt, and slowly start drying the plant. Now we're not scrubbing or wiping aggressively here, just a gentle pat on the roots and leaves to soak up the extra moisture. This is especially important because if water is left sitting on certain parts of the plant, like in between the leaf folds or around the crown, it can create a humid spot where bacteria and fungus thrive. Drying the plant also allows it to breathe again. Orchids are very sensitive to airflow, especially around the roots and crown, and too much trapped moisture can quickly lead to rot. After soaking, we'll gently lift the plant out of the solution and allow both the roots and the entire plant to air dry. By this point, it's already absorbed the essential nutrients from the cinnamon and coconut water. So what we're doing now is just letting any excess moisture evaporate. This helps prevent rot and gives the plant a chance to settle before we move on to the next step. Now we're going to use a little bit of olive oil. Just regular olive oil, the kind you might already have in your kitchen. It's actually a fantastic, gentle treatment for orchid leaves. We're going to use a small cotton pad to gently wipe the top surface of the orchid leaves. This simple step might seem minor, but it plays a really important role in keeping your orchid healthy. First, it removes any built-up dust or residue that could block sunlight from reaching the leaf surface. Since orchids rely on photosynthesis for energy, having clean leaves means the plant can absorb light more efficiently, producing more energy to support new root growth and flower development. Now, the olive oil adds a very light, natural coating that brings out the healthy green color of the leaf without clogging its pores. It also acts as a soft protective barrier against pests like spider mites, scale insects, and even fungus. The top surface of the leaf has many tiny openings called stomata, which the plant uses to breathe and regulate moisture. As you can see, with this solution, the flowers have bloomed into a beautiful, vibrant yellow. The nutrients we've been using, like the natural compounds from cinnamon, coconut water, and other ingredients really help enhance not just the health of the plant, but also the richness of the blooms. Now, let's take a closer look at the leaves. You can really see the difference. They look strong, vibrant, and have this healthy, rich green color. You can see several new root tips starting to grow, and they've got that fresh green color at the ends, which is always a great sign. The older roots look firm and plump, not shriveled or mushy, which tells us they're retaining moisture properly and absorbing nutrients from the solution we used. And that's it for today's orchid care update. Thanks so much for watching and joining me on this journey to healthier, stronger plants. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a tip. Drop a comment below to share your own orchid stories or questions. I love hearing from you.